Hello everyone, and today I am going to be going over some beginner checkmates in the endgame. These you might encounter after a long game where both you and your opponent have been playing for a while and you have a very large material advantage against your opponent. As you can see, white obviously has two extra rooks, and black has no pieces besides his king. So really it's white's game to win here. White's up 10 pieces. 10 points, sorry. So how white goes about this is that, let's say goes here, somewhere moves. You try to ladder checkmate your king, your opponent, by pushing their king to the edge of the board. So as you can see, each rook, and if there's a queen, then queen too obviously as well, controls one whole like column or file. So this can obviously be done the other way too, but we'll go on to that later. But once you move this stays here, but once you move this rook here, you can see that this king is being continually forced to go to the left in this case, because of the fact that both these rooks control the files in files. Okay, so it can't go up here because this rook exists. So it has to go back, and then now you go like this, can go back again, and then you go like this, and then go like this. So you alternate, but you shuffle kind of, you alternate between the rooks. And this is called the ladder because you can see it's like each rung is going through. So this can happen the other way too. Like say for example, if the two rooks were like this rook would come here, the king would go here, here. It doesn't matter. It just escape. Then it come here, and then it go like this. So you never move. You never checkmate. You never check the king with the same rook 2 times in a row. Like for example, you wouldn't just in this position of white to move. You wouldn't you wouldn't check with this rook because then the king can go up, for example, and you just waste another move. So then you have to go back like this, and then you can. So this works with the with any direction really of the board, and it works with two queens, as I said. Like for example, so you can go like this. King can't go back. You can go here, maybe here, and then same thing. Okay, so this like a ladder or staircase system works pretty well in both situations, and you can use the same tactic as long as you either have two queens, a queen and a rook, or two rooks. So you might be wondering, somewhere like this. So obviously according to our ladder system, this would be the best move, and it is. So if you go here, then instead of going here, what if the king just keeps trying to attack your pieces? So like this. So what do you do now? You can't obviously check like this. If you go here, since your rook is attacked, it's going to take it, and now it's going to be a lot harder to checkmate. So what do you do in this case as white? It's white's turn right now. What do you do? So in this case, what you do is you go to the square that's farthest from your king in that like file. So in this case, it'd be here. That's the farthest way into that file. You don't go back. You go here because that keeps like the kind of barrier between that prevents your opponent from escaping. So you go all the way back, and then and then now your opponent's king can't do that much. So and now you say it goes here towards your rooks again to try to attack them and prevent the checkmate from happening for as long as possible. When the rook now goes here as the natural move in like the ladder methods, staircase method, whatever. If the king goes back here, now what do? You can either go here or here. You don't go here because if you go here, then you have to check with this again, or you have waste a move. So you go here, and now if you go here, you can checkmate. So that was a bit convoluted, but really, just make sure in those cases, don't let your opponent take your rooks for free. If you have two queens or a queen and the rook, it's easier because the queen controls the diagonals. Your king can't really do that. Your king just has your opponent's king can't really do that. So your opponent's king has to like stay away at all times, anyways. So that's the ladder system. Now lastly, I'll go over just the queen by itself. In this case, you don't have another piece. You can't just check with the queen by itself, because if you get too close to your opponent, you can just always escape. So if you go here, then you can just take it. Right? There's no protection. You go here, and they can just escape. So really, you can look at all the ways to do it, but you can't just checkmate with the queen by itself. You need another piece as a backup, and that backup is the king. So obviously this checkmate doesn't work, right? There's nothing defending the queen, right? You can see that there's just nothing you can do. And so the king will just take it for free. But if, say for example, the king was here and now you go like this, there's protection, and the king cannot escape. So now how do you apply this in this case? So say the king is here, you block it off like this. Okay, it's called like the boxes. I know I went over before in the lessons, but you block it off. In this case, you try to restrict this area as much as possible, not to let the king escape, and then you slowly march your king closer. So you go like this, and then if the king goes here, then you make it smaller, you make the box smaller. It goes in this case, you make it smaller. See, before it was like this, and you made it smaller, and goes back. It goes here. You can make it smaller. So the gist is that when you have a queen by itself, just don't give up your queen for free, and don't aimlessly check with the queen just until like the end of time. Bring your king closer to your opponent and just close this quote unquote box until it's just very easy to checkmate. As in until like your opponent's king is like in the corner on the last rank. So before ending this video, I just want to make sure that I'll just say one trick. So the smallest possible box in any situation is, if in this case the king can still move in like lots of places. The smallest possible box is to move the queen here. However, this is a terrible mistake because of one factor, which is stalemate. The king can't move anywhere, right? And the king is not in check. So actually, in this case, it's a draw because I just can't move anywhere. Whatever. I mean, it couldn't move there anyways, but yeah, it couldn't move anywhere. So you never want to close the box that way. Maybe you go here. So instead, you have that one extra space that you can go to. So if you go here, go here, go here, go here, go here, and now you have the checkmate that we discussed in the beginning of this whole like one queen checkmate idea. So anyways, that'll do it for this video. Probably next endgame video will probably be about a king and rook checkmate versus the king. So a little bit more complicated version of this checkmate. So, and hopefully you all enjoyed watching this video.